Welcome to another Canton Boubon Boyz video. We're excited to bring something a little bit different today. We're going to try a Wild Turkey 101 from 1982. And then me and Javo here are going to sample the Kentucky Tavern in comparison to Blantons in a blind to see how far Blantons really ranges from the bottom shelf profile. So tune in for a little bit more. Thank you. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Canton Boubon Boyz video. We're going to try a little Wild Turkey 101 from 1982. What year were you born?
I was born in 85, so this is older than me.
Okay. We actually, Mark Estep, I don't know if you know Estep. He's our maintenance manager, or previous maintenance manager. We won't get into details company-wise, but we actually bought him a 1985 Wild Turkey for his retirement gift. It was fucking fantastic. But we'll give this a try. If anyone's ever had any dusty bottles, these have a different vibe to them. So you'll notice the vibe when you get the nose on it. Do you smell that mustiness, old bookshelf type shit? I mean, it smells like, it sounds bad, but is it bad?
I'm curious to try it here. Man. Cheers.
Let's give it a whirl. It's different. Different funk. It's got a funk. They call it the dusty vibe to it. It's a funk. It still hits you with that proof. It's not going to compare to what I think some of the bottle hitters today. But, I mean, what are your thoughts on it?
It's super smooth going down, but it's got a very... I can't describe the initial taste to it.
It's different.
It's very different. I almost thought of... I don't know, I almost thought of bathroom spray or something like that. It was a very different type of...
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's got that astringency to it, that medicinal aspect of it, that it's almost like I've been sitting in this fucking decanter for this freaking long. I mean, I opened this last year, or maybe the year before, when we first sampled this. And, yeah, it kept the original profile to it. So, funk, old bookshelf, old library, yeah, medicinal aspect, metallic-y. It's odd. It's odd.
It's odd, it's different, but I will say for after how long it was, I mean, it went down so smooth. No lingering aftertaste. And
it's that, they call them dusties. It's a dusty aspect to it, which you could taste. I've been sitting in a ceramic decanter for that many years. It smells like your grandma's attic. So
that's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's like. But we're going to go here. We're going to try something a little bit different today. We're going to do... Have you ever tried Kentucky Tavern?
I haven't.
Kentucky Tavern is something that we were turned on to based on doing a total bottom shelf blind. And most of the people in our group, including you, aren't extremely high on Blantons. When you compare it to other Buffalo Trace products, things like that, it kind of lingers behind and doesn't really perform the way it's hyped up to perform.
Yeah, I tried a Buffalo Trace tasting last night, and I used similar Buffalo Trace products, Blantons, Weller's Green and Red, Eagle Rare, E.H. Taylor, and I recently just got in the Bourbon back in November. And Blantons was the first bottle that I had to have, and this is a great marketing aspect off of Blantons because it's got a cool looking bottle, it's got horses that you can collect. That was the bottle that I had to have, and I have two of them. And after doing this blind test, I would have thought that would have been, based off how bad I wanted that bottle, I thought that would have been my first or second one. And it actually finished last by far in the tasting that I did yesterday. So I'm very interested to see how it compares to, one of the bottom shelfers that you can pick up at any time without waiting in line at Giant Eagle at, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning.
That's right. So I mean, this bottom shelfer too is made by Sazerac. So we're looking at probably a similar mash bill, same company, and extremely bottom shelf. I think I paid $9.99 for this bottle, and this one here, not only is it $57, but you could pay $120 on the secondary market, or wait in line all night to get this freaking bottle just because it has a horse on it. So let's give it a whirl. Is it really that good, or does this bottom shelfer for $9 compare slightly to it? I mean, I don't know. I'm hoping it like shows up. Do you smell the vanilla ice cream?
I do.
Yeah. It's incredible. The vanilla ice cream is kind of crazy on this one.
Very vanilla, not a ton of flavor.
No. Corn.
Super simple.
Yeah, it's corn, young. You could tell the vanilla. It's a vanilla bomb, but you could tell it's really, really young. It's got a lot of corn, a lot of graininess to it. But for a bottom shelfer, I mean, the nose just gets better and better as time goes on. But let's kind of compare it to the Blantons here and see what we get. So I like the nose of the Kentucky Tavern better than the Blantons. Fuck. Nothing to it at all. Holy shit. I was actually a little... I thought this would be a little farther apart than what it actually is turning out to be.
I mean, I will say Bland's had a little more initial flavor, but it's got more of a lingering aftertaste to me versus compared to... honestly, that one was smoother.
Yeah. Let's go one more. A straight comparison. So, nose on the Tavern, it's strong vanilla, it's youth. So, I'm not a big fan of the youthy bourbons, but this one here kind of shows up. Kentucky Tavern shows up. It's got a very strong vanilla aspect to it, but the nose is a nice vanilla. It's got a slight nuttiness to it too. Do you taste the nuttiness to it?
I do. Not as nutty as compared to like Jim Beam products,
Beam, yeah.
but I could taste a little bit.
So I'm getting nice vanilla, a little bit of youth, some corn, strong corn on that one. So you get it's young. I don't know what Kentucky Tavern's aged for, but it's freaking young. It's got an age statement on this bottle if it's under 4 years old. So that's required by law. So if I don't see a age statement on this bottle, which means it is at least 4 years old. So that's at least 4 years old right there. Let's go with the Blantons one more time. Blantons is very neutral. Traditional bourbon flavors, caramels, vanillas, nothing spectacular. The Kentucky Tavern brings a little bit of the vanilla aspect, but really, I mean, if you compare the two, I don't think there's too much difference.
They're not that far apart.
No.
Not worth waiting, 3 hours before they get your hands on, but that's the, marketing effect and the, hype effect of, people want something, so therefore you want it too.
Yeah, absolutely. So here, I mean, Blanton's is not worth waiting for. I mean, it's a cool bottle to have. And really, when you think about bourbon collecting and people who have gotten into this industry and wanted to get these bottles, Blanton's is the first for everybody. It's always the first peak that people hit. Peak 1 is Blanton's, peak 2 is Pappy. So when you hit the Blanton's peak and you start to accumulate multiple bottles of Blanton's, you start to move towards, I need Pappy now. All Buffalo Trace products, all hyped up. Pappy's the same way. Is it really what it's made to be? No, it's not. I mean, is it a good bourbon? Yes. Is Blanton's a good bourbon? Yes. Is Kentucky Tavern, which is like $9 freaking compared to Blanton's? Yes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Go out and get yourself some Kentucky Tavern. It is not our best bottom shelf, but it's pretty decent for a $9 bourbon. And when you compare it to a $57 bottle of Blanton's, it competes. So I guess that's kind of it.
Do some blind taste testings. Take the bias out of when you're tasting something. Just because it's this, it's got to be great.
Yeah.
And see what you really like.
Yeah.
What the heck is this, Matt?
This is the 1982 Wild Turkey decanter. So this is a bottle. So that was the cork.
Dude, that is so cool.
Yeah, and that's the tax stamp on the original bottle. And when this got sent to me, I actually bought it out of California. It got sent with the tax stamp intact. So I actually cut the tax stamp and decanted it off, and there it goes. But yeah, that was the bottle. It was a tactic back in the 80s, 70s to start creating these collectible bottles for the bourbon industry to try to stay alive. And as time went on, when the clear spirits came, they were trying to do more and more innovations to try to keep the bourbon industry alive. But ceramic decanters was a marketing ploy to sell more bourbon. But it is a nice, pretty bottle, and it's a nice little collectible, and I wish more people held on to them, but it looked like a lot of people cracked these things open and just freaking drank them.
Such a cool piece. I mean, if you walked into Giant Eagle right now, or Fisher's, or wherever you go to find your, like, how long would that last on the shelf?
Oh, it wouldn't last a second today's day. If it was maybe 3 years ago, it would last a couple days, and you'd snag them up and kind of put them on your shelf, but these, I wish they brought them back. I don't know why they don't bring them back. I mean, everyone's collecting these things now, and there's actually stores, Berlin, Ohio, south of us, more towards Amish country. They've got specific stores that actually have decanters, and they sell these things for like $100 to $200 a pop. And we're sitting here. I think I paid $100 for this one, intact, with the tax stamp and all the bourbon in it. So nowadays, I don't think it's going to go for that price, but at least we were lucky enough to get it back before the bourbon industry went fucking crazy. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know, comments in the bottom, what you think of Blantons compared to its lower caliber products from the same company. But please like, comment, subscribe. And remember, we are giving away a bottle of Eagle Rare in our next live video next Friday. But we appreciate it, and hopefully Javo comes to another one of these videos and he enjoyed it, but we enjoyed having him on today.
Hell yeah, thanks for having me, Matt.
Cool. See you guys next time.